I've spent a lot of money on books this week, so this is going to be a different type of video. I'm going to take you behind the scenes with me during a week as an antiquarian bookseller. I'll show you how I buy books, how much I spend, what I do with the books when I'm back at the office, and how I try and sell them. It's a really busy week with a trip to Exeter and a big book fair in London, so I have a running total up here in red for what I've spent and a running total up here in green for what I've sold, and we'll see how I get on. Morning everyone, so it's Tuesday morning now. Yesterday was a busy day of admin and work on the business, but as you can see from this pile of books, we have a lot to get through today. All of these books arrived over the past couple of days, and the total amount I paid for them was £2,114.28. So that is going straight in the red column. But now I need to collate all of them and catalogue all of them so that they're ready to be offered for sale. Collation is a really important process that I have to do to every single book that I sell, and it involves going through the book page by page for both quality control purposes, making sure that that book is complete, but also I might discover something in the book that is adding to its story that people need to know about. And cataloguing is what comes next. Assuming that the book is complete and as it should be, I can then prepare the formal physical description of the book that tells you everything you need to know about it, about its history, about its story, about its contents, about how it got to where we are today, and then it's ready to be offered for sale. Well, that cataloguing session really has helped restock the shelves. We've got some Tolkien items like first editions of the Silmarillion, of Unfinished Tales, and this is really lovely. This is the first Tove Jansson illustrated edition of The Hobbit. It's in Swedish, and you can see that it's titled actually Bilbo and Hobbit's Adventure. This is from 1962 and is an absolutely beautiful copy. It's quite a hard book to get in nice condition, but this is really wonderful. And you might have also noticed these older books. These are all 17th century books with the exception of one, which is 19th century. Books that are forming a part of my first catalogue as an independent rare book dealer, which is all about secret histories. So you've got things here like the Secret History of Procopius. This is the second edition of the text that was printed in Helmstadt in 1654. We have two copies of Gilles Ménage's great, how would you describe it? It's sort of a miscellany, a collection of witticisms and anecdotes called Menagiana. This is where Procopius's revelations about Justinian's wife Theodora are published for the first time because they were considered too scandalous to appear in this book or indeed in the first edition, which is of 1623. So these are books of 1693, 1694, and that's where you first see those revelations. Now my next job for today is bidding in an auction. I'm bidding from home using an online platform. The auction is down in Exeter, which is about 3 hours from where I am. So I'll bid today, and tomorrow I'll drive down to Exeter to pick up those purchases and share them with you. I won't film the bidding because it's really not that interesting. You'll just be watching me click buttons on a screen. But tomorrow we can go down there and you can see what I've come up with. Morning all, today's Wednesday, which means I need to drive down to Exeter and pick up the books that I bought at auction yesterday. But before I do any of that, I need to do the important thing, which is pay them by bank transfer on my phone. So I'll sit here and do that now, and then we'll have a look at how long it's going to take me to get down to Exeter and back. So this is the damage here. You can see the books that I've bought and the total that we have to pay. The hammer price was £3,060. The hammer price at auction is the amount that the auctioneer says. So he'll say, selling for £200, and that's what we call the hammer price. But on top of that, you have to pay a buyer's premium, which is a fee that goes directly to the auctioneer, as opposed to, the person selling the book doesn't get any of that. But you still have to pay it. It's 26% the buyer's premium at this auction house. So that's an additional £795.60. So the total that I have to transfer them is £3,855.60. So I'll go through the painful process of doing that now. Confirming that it's me biometrically and make payment. That has emptied the coffers a bit, but that's fine. We're going to go down and pick up some books. Let's see how long it's going to take for me to get down to Exeter. It's usually about 3 hours each way. So that's going to be most of my day today. Yeah, 2 hours and 51 minutes to get down to Exeter. So we need to get some boxes in the car because I've bought quite a lot of books. I think in total it's maybe like 30 to 40 volumes. It was only 6 or 7 lots, but some of those lots have multiple books in it. So we'll get some boxes in the car, get some bubble wrap ready to go, and then we'll drive down. So we're in the car and ready to go. It's going to take us about 3 hours to get down to Exeter. Yeah, 2 hours and 49 minutes. And for the car journey, we're going to be listening to Adam Smythe's new book, The Bookmakers, which just came out last week. I've got my copy upstairs, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it. But this should be a 6-hour round trip, so we can get pretty stuck in, get through the first half of the book or so. So we'll pop that on, and I'll see you guys in Exeter.
Pieces of architecture? Do you buy new books without reading them? Oftentimes, passing the time in beholden the diverse...
Quick updates. The journey isn't going very well. I've been driving for like an hour and a half and we still have 2 hours and 10 minutes to go. There was quite a nasty crash on one of the kind of small country roads near where I live. So that delayed us, took us on a massive detour, but now we're back on track. I should be getting in to Exeter around 11:30, which isn't too bad. I've got a coffee because I'm absolutely shattered. So hopefully this time we will actually see you in Exeter next. It's just about 11:30 and I've finally made it to Exeter. So let's go inside and pick up the books. It turns out this was a very nice haul of books. And what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that I pack them nice and tightly into the boxes so that they're safe and secure for the journey back home from Exeter. Oh, so that's everything packed and in the car. I've got 2 boxes seat belted in the back there and the other box is securely in the boot. I've just heard there's an antiquarian bookshop over in Topsham, which is about 15 minutes away. So we'll drive over there and see if they have anything for us to discover. So I'm here now at the Topsham bookshop and this was absolutely crammed full of books. It's over 3 floors, a ground floor, a first floor and a basement. This is what I found on the ground floor. I made their way to the poetry section and saw this beautiful copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam that's illustrated by Gilbert James. I then headed downstairs where you can see my head's nearly touching the ceiling down here. That was a lovely bookshop. It's absolutely rammed full. I was talking to the bookseller at the front desk and they said they have 30,000 books in there, and you'll see from the clips that they definitely do. I bought a beautiful copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, really lovely illustrations in there, and then these 3 books. We've got a P.G. Wodehouse first edition, a Rudyard Kipling and a Dylan Thomas, and all those 4 books came to the sum total of £29.50. So that is getting added to the book sport section, and now I have to drive home. I think it'll be about 3 hours to get home. So we'll get home, unpack the car and see where we stand. I'm just back now and I'm absolutely exhausted. That was, I don't know, 6.5 hours in the car overall, but I'm back and I've just decamped all of those books that we've either bought this morning or picked up this morning into the bookcase in front of me. You'll have seen this setup behind me in most of my videos, but this is where I keep all the stock that I'm currently working on. And you can see here, we've got all of those books that we've picked up today. And for all of these, just like those books from yesterday, we're going through the process here of collating each one page by page and then cataloguing each book so that they're ready to be offered for sale. So that took quite a long time. It's now 11:42, but I have finished processing all of those books, going through that whole process with them. So I'm going to call it a night. Tomorrow, well, could do with having some sales, and it's also the opening night of First London, so hopefully we'll find a few gems when we're there, but I'll see you tomorrow. Morning, it's Thursday morning here. We've obviously got Firsts, the book fair in London later today, but my first job of the day is to go and take some books to my bookbinder. I'm back in the bookbinders now, so now it's time to film some content and photograph the books that I've been working on the last couple of days get them up to the website, and let's see if we can make any sales to fund some more purchases. I'm just about to get ready to head into London for the book fair, but we've had 2 orders come in, which is going to help add to our green column. My good friend Denver has bought this rare pamphlet and a Philip Larkin letter. Really, really nice thing. And another great friend of the firm has bought this wonderful book I did make a video about, The Ancient Cities of Iraq, published by Kenneth Mackenzie's Baghdad Bookshop in 1926. So those 2 added up, they add £895 to our tally, which is going to help in case we find anything great to buy when we're at the book fair. Now, I didn't actually film much of the book fair, but you can see here the queue outside was promisingly large, and inside here are a few of the things that were on display. So time for an update. I'm just outside the book fair now. I didn't film much when I was inside because I was too busy looking for books, but I'll take this home and I'll show you the book that I've bought. Well, it's now very much the next day. I got back quite late last night. I had to film a short form video to post to help promote the book fair and get people to it over the weekend. So I can show you my purchase that I made last night at the fair now. This is a beautiful miniature copy of the Quran in this original metal locket casing. This is an 800-page long copy of the Quran. It's printed on very, very fine India paper. You can see just how thin that paper is. That's how you can fit all those pages in. So that was my purchase at the fair. Don't have any more sales to report. So this red column is really taking a beating this week. Friday today, so I need to hopefully try and sell some books today to get us back in the game a bit. But this costs £400, so that gets added to the red column, and now I've got to get to work and try and sell some books and try and claw back some of the money I've been spending. So just thought I'd check back in. I've spent this afternoon photographing and uploading pictures of all these books that I've been buying this week, and I'm going to get them up to the website, get an email out, and see if we can make a last-ditch attempt to add some numbers to the green column before the end of the week. So I'll do that now and let you know how I get on. So it's late, it's about 10:25, but we've got an order. We've got something to add to our green column. A good friend of mine just got in touch to say he'd like to buy 2 books that I added to the website when I was speaking to you just a moment ago. The first edition of Tolkien's Unfinished Tales from 1980. That was edited by Christopher Tolkien, and also Poems and Stories. This is beautiful, actually. Let me set you down and I'll show you inside. It's one of these boxed deluxe editions. They did The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings in a similar format. So when you take the lid off the box, you have the most beautiful book inside. So they're getting ready to go off to my customer, and that adds in total, let me just bring it up, what did we agree on? £375 to our tally, so that's going up there. And that's probably my last update for tonight. I'm still working on getting this email out, so that will probably go out tomorrow morning, and what I'll do is I'll give you an update. I'm not anticipating buying any more books tomorrow, so I'll give you an update at the end of the day tomorrow with a final look at how we've done this week. Hopefully I'll send this email out tomorrow morning and we'll get a nice little flurry of orders to end the week on a high. Morning everyone, it's Saturday morning. I've just woken up to loads of inquiries after 2 books in particular, one being the miniature Quran that I showed you earlier, and the other being another book I've shown you already, the Tove Jansson edition of The Hobbit. If I pan down, you can see again. So hopefully one of those comes to fruition. I've also just sent out that email I was working on last night. So hopefully, if all goes well, maybe one of those will come off, maybe both of them, and we'll get something from the email as well to add to the green column and restore funds. So it's now about 3:30 on Saturday. I'm mindful that I need to get this video edited and uploaded and out to you on Sunday. So we're going to have to blow the final whistle on the count for this week. We have had some extra sales that have come in today. This beautiful copy of Specimens of Arabian Poetry has been bought from that email. Beautiful book from 1796 where you have early Arabic poems in their original Arabic, and then later on in the book you have them translated into English and with biographies of their authors. It's a great work of Oriental scholarship. So that's found a new home. That's £750, which I think takes us up to £2,020 for the week in sales, having spent, I think, £6,399.38. So that's a good week as far as I'm concerned, because a lot of the books that I've bought that, I haven't necessarily sold this week, I'm hugely passionate about, really confident in, and I'm sure we'll find new homes for them soon. We've still got several people swirling around those two items I mentioned earlier, the beautiful miniature Quran and the Tove Jansson Hobbit. And that's, part of this job and why I love this job. I am a very temporary custodian. I probably don't own these books long enough often to be called a custodian, but certainly a very temporary keeper of these books until I find new homes for them, and seeing them pass on to those new homes is more satisfying for me even than discovering them and seeing them come in the first place. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a bit different to what I normally post, far less edited, a bit of a behind the scenes look. So if you want this sort of thing in the future, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next weekend for another video.